We're here with Knut Frostad, CEO of the Volvo Ocean Race. Knut, why don't we start with your elevator pitch?
Well, I'll tell you my elevator pitch. It depends completely on who I'm in the elevator with. And I think what we have tried to really educate our teams and what we are working hard on ourselves is to customize everything we do. So of any pitch that's coming out of us, you wouldn't find one identical. They'll be completely black and white. To give you one idea, we've been working very hard, which I can tell you about because it didn't work in the end. We got the no in the end, but it was very close, with a company that was in the pharmaceutical business selling diabetes products. Right? So how do we do a job for diabetes products? On the other hand, you have a consumer brand like Puma. Do they get the same pitch in the elevator? No, definitely not. And the diabetes product manufacturer, we developed a diabetes concept around the Volvo Ocean Race, which is a very special thing, which is what almost in an elevator was actually in the airport. Lit his eyes open and he said, wow, this is actually possible. I could go into sponsorship. And I think where sailing needs to really work hard is to understand that this is a sales job where you're trying to satisfy a particular customer with his particular needs. There's nothing generic about it. The closer to the generic thing you have is the race that's happening behind it, which is the arena. But the products you sell and how you customize your product is completely customized. It's not, nothing is identical. I don't know any of the teams we have in the race or in the race for exactly the same reasons.
Okay, and speaking of customers, who are your customers?
Well, we have a lot of customers. So we have one group of customers called countries and cities. And in that respect is normally a tourist authority, is normally a city, could sometimes be a region. That is a customer of ours, who we deliver return of investment through economic impact and visitors normally. That's normally what they're looking for. Then we have another group of customers, which is the brands, and the brands and the companies who are involved with us, either as a race sponsor or as a team sponsor, all for different reasons. We have a shift in our event now from B2B brands to consumer brands, and that's a shift we have worked very hard on, because we see that the B2B brands, we're quite successful, and we're still working on that, but B2B doesn't have such a prosperous future because hospitality is becoming quite difficult in the future. So Volvo Ocean Race was almost making a living out of hospitality for the last 8 years, and now hospitality is becoming complicated because of liability and legal reasons. But at the same time, we got one consumer brand into the event with Puma. We had Volvo Cars, which is a consumer brand, and we see what the consumer brands can do for the event. It drives publicity, it drives innovation, it drives creativity, and it drives public. And that also makes B2B better. But B2B without consumer brand doesn't work. So we worked hard on shifting customers towards consumer brands, and right now we almost only have consumer brands as team sponsors, which is very good for our next future. Then you could argue that the media is our customers. Today, to get the attraction of the media, you're fighting. And I think very few can say that they're not fighting. There will be maybe the Champions League in football in Europe and maybe a few of the sport events. So in that way, we have to serve the media. We have to give the media what they want. And I think that's for us has been a big learning process, because we thought that we just had a source and they could come and get what they want. But in fact, they want what we have. And they don't want us to have it anymore. So, give you a very blunt example, a consequence of identifying the media more as a customer is that we will give the game away. We're not trying to hold the game anymore ourselves, so we're going to give you the game on your website, and you want it and you have it embedded on your website. And that's more important to me, that you get traffic through our race and we get more players than we actually get the world's biggest game site.